full breakdown of the Soviet/Russian boxing style and why you should implement some of its techniques into your game to elevate your skill set. Hello Earthlings, Ultraviolet Ronald from the Bronx here, and today we're going to get into the Russian/Soviet boxing style made famous by Vasily Lomachenko, Dmitry Bivol, Alexander Usyk, Vladimir Klitschko, and many more. Now the thing we're going to start off with is the stance. 3 keys to this style: footwork, defense, and effective counterpunching. So for the footwork, if you're a southpaw, it's going to be your left foot right outside your right. And if you're conventional like me and most others, it's going to be your right foot right outside your left. We're going to make sure your heel is in alignment with your toe. You want to be nice and light on those toes, slightly bend those knees. But for this style, you want to make sure your stance is just a little bit wider so you have a stronger foundation and a stronger base when it comes to bouncing in and out effectively. Now, as you have that there, make your body a small target, bring those elbows in, and have that front hand like a guide hand, just waiting to strike like a cobra. That's how you want to have your front hand. You want to tuck that chin in close to your chest and get comfortable right here. All right, now the rocking back and forward is going to be from the bouncing. So you want to get comfortable right here. Bringing up my toe, dropping that back heel. Dropping that front heel down to the ground and bringing up the toe for the back. This is where you want to get comfortable. Everything, believe it or not, is coming from right here. Now, as you get comfortable going back and forth right here, then you can actually start incorporating more of a bounce to it. Then you can actually start incorporating more of a bounce. I know doing it in slow motion, it feels like a workout, but give it time, okay? Now, go into the bounce. You don't want to bounce like normal, which would be like this here, because you're going to expend a lot more energy. So when you're bouncing, you want to bounce going from heel to toe. Much more effective, and you're expending a lot less energy, okay? Remember, your feet are going to be right outside your shoulders. More stability. Now, as you get comfortable bouncing back and forward, we're going to go into the pendulum step. Now, to perform it in slow motion, step with the front and bring the back foot forward. Now, it's very minuscule, those steps. So here, 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 here. So I'm in, I'm out. I'm in, I'm out. Now with the bounce, okay, and everything is going in one fluid motion. So as you got that bouncing going, then you can go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And everything is going as one. All right, keeping those shoulders loose, elbows nice and tight to the body, and that chin tucked in. And remember, don't stay too much on your toes because you're gonna get tired a lot quicker. This style needs a lot of stamina. Your cardio has to be on point because if not, you're not gonna be able to throw as many punches as you would like a machine gun to throw your opponent off guard and move around them effectively without getting tired. All right, now after you got that down, okay, remember the pendulum step. Pushing off that back foot, pushing off that front to go out. Just like this here. This is where you want to get comfortable. Everything is coming from right here. Now as you got that, we're going to get into the second motion of the footwork. Going forward, and then going back. Forward, then back in that step. Forward, then back, back, then forward. Keeping those hands up. Now, when you're retreating in the Soviet style, you're never fully retreating where you're just backing up. Because if you just back up, you leave yourself to be exposed and eventually hit and hurt. So when you're backing up, you always want to spare off to the side. It sets up openings So you spirit, bah, and catch you want to sneak your right hand, going to the left, bah, and then coming right back into that stance. But you never want to just go straight back. You want to either veer off to the right or to the left. Okay? Always remember that. And to do that, you're taking that step with the right to go to the right, and you're taking that step with the left to go to the left, while maintaining that posture and that stance, keeping that base strong. Okay? All right. Now from here, when you get into the pivot, so the pivot, you're gonna step to the left and then throw your waist into the direction, a.k.a. your hips, of where you're going. Okay, we're gonna get right back again. Right back. Same vice versa. Going to the right, you're gonna step over and back. Keeping that light bounce, so you're not expending as much energy. Now let's do it all together. All right, bouncing, going back to the front, keeping those hands up. Now, from the bounce, we're gonna get into the check step. Now to do the check step, you're gonna simply step back while pushing your shoulder and your head back at the same time to avoid a punch coming your way. So I'm here and I'm stepping back. I'm here, stepping back. I'm here, stepping back. And keeping that guard nice, tight, and close. Remember, everything is coming from here. Now, you don't need to bounce the whole time like I'm doing, because you're gonna get tired very quickly if you're not used to it. Okay, now you have the L step. Now, as opposed to just doing this here and then veering off to the right, you can back up, switch your feet quickly, and then step to the right. So it looks like this here. Okay, again. And you always want to keep your eye on the target. Now, after we got the footwork down, we're going to get into the offense. But you want to go from the offense with the relaxed shoulders. Everything is more of a natural progression. You're not expending a lot of energy. So work on jerking your shoulders forward like this here. So the punches will come from that stance like this. So as you're punching, even your punch is creating defense, okay? Just in case you have to come here. And then it's the same throwing that right. So whenever you're punching, you're keeping those shoulders relaxed. Everything deriving from the straight punches, the most necessary punches. You expend a lot less energy when you're punching straight, and it's the quickest way to the target. So when you're punching, okay, straight, but you don't want to lock your arm out. You want to have it slightly bent. And then, just like this here. But for that motion to come more natural, practice going in and out like this. Like you're slipping left to right, but you're turning and pivoting your feet in that direction. So my left is pivoting to my right to evade that side, and then same vice versa. Now, as I get comfortable right here, going into this motion, it makes it easier to throw the punch in that setting. And right back. Right back. Remember, everything you want to get full extension on when you're punching. You want to get full extension. Full extension, right back. And then bringing those hands right back up. Now, if you were to say, do the left hook, everything is coming from you breaking the center line. You're never really there to be hit. Defense is always the number one thing when it comes to this style. So, head out the way. 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 I'm always breaking that center line. Okay? Staying nice and light on my toes. So if I have to come in, I could come out. If I have to come in, I could veer off to the right and come out. Everything is staying nice and light on those toes. And it creates it to where you can have effective counterpunching all in the mix of that. So say I'm backing up, bam! I can come with that counter and they least expect it. Or, bam! I'm already nice and light on my toes. So again, I could just bash off to the right, boom, catch him with that right hand counter. Very effective, especially at changing levels too. When you're changing levels, because you're already bouncy, it's gonna throw them off. And you're keeping that guide hand out there, to hypnotize them. You're keeping it out there, but of course you're keeping that guard tight. So you wanna make sure your offense, everything is coming from the straight punches. So you wanna practice just the jabs, okay? And keeping those shoulders loose. Going in and out. Going in and out. Changing levels. And keeping that guard nice and tight. And the more and more you practice this, the easier it gets. But the name of the game, footwork. From the footwork, you'll create a very strong defense. And from that strong defense, effective counterpunching will come into the mix. But when you're throwing those punches, do not tense up your body. Everything is supposed to flow in this stance. So whatever you're throwing, you want to make sure your whole body is relaxed. Except your ankles. Your ankles need to be very stable but relaxed at the same time, because you'll lose your stance. And once you lose your stance, you lose the style. You do not want that to be you. Practice this style as often as you can, or go to a gym that teaches this style and have fun with it, because that is the quickest way to learning. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the ultraviolet. And if you liked the video, please comment and subscribe, and always work towards becoming your greatest version.